Welcome back to Hearts of Iron for the Great War Serbia. And right now we're just fighting over Montenegro and Bosnia. And in general doing some light fighting up here while we're waiting for the Russians to come and reinforce us, as they are so graciously doing thanks to our alliance. I don't think I can actually reach there before the... Oh no, actually I can. Good. So, managed to reach there before the enemy could. And yeah, we've got these guys boxed in. Unfortunately, they do have a port, so we're not going to be able to starve them out, as these guys are getting starved out. Early support weapons, good. Gonna go for infantry equipment. Obviously, it's very important to get infantry equipment at this time. I'm gonna try to take Split, actually. Maybe if the Russians come in and help us, then that's gonna be better. Looks like their division, though, is very weak. Only 10 soft attacks, so it must be like a few battalions worth of troops. Yeah, 3 to 5. So they're gonna be easy pickings for our divisions. And in the meantime, I think we can finally take these guys out. Okay, so they're gone. And I can finally redeploy these guys off somewhere else. I can probably change up the plans, though, because they're getting a bit overrun. Maybe something like this would be better. I want my troops to always have planning bonus active. I could also try to attack here. Fortunately, there's a lot of Austrians and Germans. So we finally captured the dockyard. Oh, so we've taken Split. Great. So now we actually have a dockyard, which means that we can start to build some convoys. The Austro-Hungarians do have a pretty big navy, but I'm guessing that the British and the Germans will be able to do a much better job at dealing with them than we ever will, so I will not produce any actual fighting ships. Let's see if we can actually do anything over here. Our divisions are much better than theirs. Oh, good. Looks like they've retreated, and we're gonna take the port. Great. Gonna send the armored cars back on the normal front because, well, they're pretty useless in that kind of a siege. And unfortunately, okay, good. So we managed to reach there in time before they could recapture the port. And now we got early artillery. I could go for some extra support battalion stuff, like Recon Company 2. Do we even have Recon in our troops, though? We don't appear to. Do we have the support equipment? Yeah, we do. Okay, so we can actually upgrade our troops with Recon companies. And yeah, I'm still researching it. Looks like we have enough support equipment. That's good. Now, unfortunately, over here, this little province has 2 rivers guarding it, and basically everywhere we can attack it from has a river. So we're not going to be able to do much about it, which is not exactly good. I would have liked to have a little bit more of a presence over there. But unfortunately, yeah, it seems like that is not possible. We can actually upgrade our infantry divisions as well. We had just enough field guns, and now we're going to proceed to upgrading troops that we do have. Okay, so it looks like our allies do have the front over here covered. um, keeping these guys boxed in, I don't think we're gonna need to actually help them out a little bit. Because, yeah, you can see just how many troops they have around there. So we can spread our troops along the front a little bit better. And now we're starting to get into a phase where it's going to be a lot harder to actually break through and do anything, because the Germans have reinforced the area massively, and the Austro-Hungarians will be a little bit more prepared for what's actually happening. Actually, these guys seem very weak. I sincerely doubt that I can push towards Budapest. And yeah, in fact, I'm not gonna even try. I was just trying to get a cheeky province snipe over here, but unfortunately that is not possible. These guys are eventually going to run out of supplies, which means that I can stop worrying about them. Ooh. Are they leaving? Oh, that's great. If they actually leave, that's gonna be awesome for us. Good. Okay, so we may actually be able to trap this guy. Good. We do have quite a lot of troops coming in, but they will not be able to break through our artillery, I think. Yeah, especially with the reinforcements coming in from Romania, actually. Once again, I'm going to leave my allies to the task of actually holding the encirclement, because they have such a superior amount of troops that I don't think they can fuck it up. Of course, I've been proven wrong before about this, so yeah. I mean, to be completely fair, these guys are killing themselves, so I'm just going to finish them off very quickly like this. French arms deliveries. We're going to get prepared for war, which is going to give us 30,000 units of manpower. Yes, units, not people. Looks like the allies over here are trying to make an offensive. We can probably help them out over here. And if we can do that, that would be pretty great. So let's try it. Of course, we do have the radio, so we do have a fat chance of actually reinforcing. Over here, it's going very well. There's only two very depleted divisions for the Germans, only two reserves. And so that's going to mean a fairly easy victory, I hope. Whereas over here, it's not going quite as well. I'm just going to stop that attack in case our troops decide to start losing a whole bunch of troops, which they haven't done, but hey, losses are always possible. Don't want to incur any unnecessary ones. Good. So we've pushed up one step closer towards Budapest, and then we can try to make an offensive over here. Just going to try to punch through the plains, which is where our artillery is going to be the most effective. I stopped the attack over here because oh, never mind, I don't. Okay, good. Essentially because I don't want these guys to get away and then get flanked by enemies coming in from the west side of the river over here. We actually have some airplanes in reserve. I'm gonna bomb Austria with our airships. And I'm going to set some more fighters to reinforce. Ooh, Karl I of Romania has died. The long rule of Karl I of Romania helped the quick development of the Romanian state. During his reign, Karl I personally led Romanian troops during the Russo-Turkish War and assumed command of the Russo-Romanian army during the siege of Plevna. The country achieved internationally recognized independence via the Treaty of Berlin in 1878. Oh, rip. And down here, we do have troops, but not much is actually happening. Let's try to help out our allies, though. Oh, it's mountains. Mountains is not going to be fun. Oh, these guys are still going. I'm not quite sure as to how that is possible, but soon enough they'll start running out of supplies, I think. Up here, we still haven't been able to actually exploit the breakthrough that we made earlier. It's very sad. And come on. Okay. See if we can reinforce this fight before the enemy actually wins. Oh, still free enemy divisions over here. That's not fun. I should probably let them escape before I attack them. I let these two guys go away. Oh. Our friends are attacking. Hopefully we'll be able to reinforce them. Seems like it. That's fine. There's also fighting going on over here, but I'm not quite interested in that. There's some very, very bad attacks that we're doing. There's our armored cars, actually. We could try to do something like this. I'm gonna try to break through towards the Debrecen, or I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I'll just call it Debrecen. So we've made no ground over here. Partially because it seems like the AI redeployed a few troops in a different position. And up here we're starting to get counterattacked by the Germans, which is unfortunate. Let's go down here. I'm going to try to flank the Austro-Hungarians in this area. Trying to get in their rear lines. Push into Croatia a little bit. Hopefully that will do some damage to the Austro-Hungarian economy, because they do have quite a bit of factories over here. At least 5. Or, rather, maximum 5 factories. Which isn't anything to be laughing at. So, if we can actually take that away from them, that would be pretty good. So what's actually happening over here? They're still counterattacking us, and that's not a good idea. Improve the infantry equipment. Still a little bit too early for weapons too. We could get early motorized. Not quite sure if that is any... Oh wow, that's actually less expensive than the horse-drawn vehicle. That's probably because it also requires these resources. Which right now it's... Oh, we can get motorized infantry. Are you kidding me? This early on. That's pretty ridiculous. So we're just gonna get ambulances for now. We still don't have any sources of rubber, which is why I don't want to do that yet. Low supplies because the Russians are coming in and there's a lot of them. So obviously they're straining the supply system quite a bit. Down here they still have supplies, which is pretty ridiculous. I wonder if we can actually do anything to these guys. Oh, actually coming in from the right over here, from the east. It's gonna mean pretty much their defeat, I think. Yeah, because all these guys are very low on organization. So we can just knock them out very quickly. As you can see, our guys basically destroyed our organization as soon as the enemy comes into play, which is exactly the reason why we're able to win all these battles. They take just so much organization damage from our artillery that they can't do anything. Like, it doesn't matter how many troops come in, we're just going to be able to knock them down one by one. Now we're going to get even more divisions in the fray. And hopefully manage to surround these guys over here. So far we've taken, looks like about 7,000 casualties. Not quite sure because it's split to two wars. One with Austria-Hungary and one with Germany. So it's a little bit unclear as to what's actually happening. Let's actually get this guy to stop and bring this guy in, because he was very low on organization. Also, this guy is very low on organization. Don't want him to be... Can finally bring him back in. And rest him. The main problem over here is that these guys have a river crossing, so they have a minus 40% damage. Also, this guy, Mikhail Alexeyev, is not really making it easy on us by... okay, so they're trying to... Okay, that's interesting. Good. Prepare for war. We could do these sanctions and then get the technology sharing, which would be pretty useful. So let's sanction Germany. Fine. That is an absolutely useless national focus. Ooh, the Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers. Germany and the Ottoman Empire have vaguely close relationships since the end of the Napoleonic Wars, but in recent times it seems that their bond has become unbreakable. The Ottoman Empire has formally joined the Central Powers. And, I mean, it's not really going to be that bad. It seems like the Ottoman AI actually didn't have any troops on the Russian border, which is obviously a very big mistake because the Russians didn't have anything. So they could have just walked in and done a lot of damage to Russia. So we've managed to surround the enemy, and now our allies are going to take care of them, hopefully. I don't want to do that because that would be a probably waste of men. I'm going to cancel that, in fact. I'm going to also try to close the vice around these guys. Let's see if I can do anything on the east. Probably. I might be able to do something over here in the plains sector. That's a lot of enemies in plains. So that's actually kind of useful. We can do a lot of damage to the Austrians. That is, of course, if we attack from multiple flanks to give them a penalty. That's also if our guys decide to reinforce the front line, which would be very useful. Okay, this is not a good fight. Let's stop that. Let's wait for the cavalry to escape, and then we'll just move in. Because once we actually get over here, then we're gonna have a double-pronged attack available on Petch, or I don't know how to pronounce Hungarian at all. Yeah, we're gonna have a double attack pattern on that, and that's also gonna be great because these two divisions are gonna be coming in from the western side of the province, which doesn't have a river crossing, which is obviously what was holding us back really hard earlier on. River crossings are obviously very dangerous. Don't want to get into them at all, if possible. So we managed to surround these guys. And we've also got a pretty clear line of attack on Budapest. However, it's an urban province, so the terrain is not going to be kind to us. So we'd rather wait on that. We can do this, though. Try to surround these men that the Austrians have. Free military factories, ooh. What could I build with these free military factories, you say? Probably more armored cars. Actually, we don't have enough steel, though, so that's not a very good decision. Probably more airships, since they don't require any steel. But they do require aluminum, which is unfortunate. We do have some oil, though, so spare oil means more fighters. Yeah, that's gonna be useful. How's the front going elsewhere? Let's actually make a tour. One tip that I can tell you is if you want to see how the front line has changed, you can just click on the diplomatic map mode of someone, and it will highlight in green, a very bright green, the provinces they have gained, and in bright red, which I cannot find. Let's just do this. That's not as good. Okay, yeah, like this bright red, the provinces they have lost. So right now it looks like our allies are doing fairly well. The Russians have pushed up here a little bit, and they've definitely pushed a little bit also in central Poland, which has way less troops than our front, which is interesting. And then Romania, they haven't done quite as well as Russia, but they've also taken some territory with our help, and also with the help of the Russians. That's mostly because Transylvania is obviously a very mountainous area, so it's going to be very hard for them to actually come in and do anything to gain some territory. Montenegro is obviously helping us a little bit, so that's good for them. And right now, doesn't look like much is happening on the western front. Whereas the Ottomans, well, the war has just started, and there's only Russian troops over here, so they're going to be starting to pour through the border soon enough, hopefully. We also have to be a little bit wary of Bulgaria's existence, because they might just go and try to eventually get themselves allied with the Central Powers. I'm trying to see if there is a focus for that, but I don't. Oh, right here. They haven't taken yet the sanctioned Germany or France decision. That's actually kind of exploity. You can always see whether an AI has taken a choice focus or not, even though you don't have any encryption. So you can just easily come in and look at that without any problems, and you can see if you're in a position to get declared on by someone. Looks like a mountain division just got trained, so let's get them at full experience. We are very close to be able to encircle these guys. Unfortunately, they seem to be not wanting us to do that. I wonder why. And now I think I can safely say that these guys are surrounded. Unfortunately, I don't want to waste any troops guarding them. How's the bombing going? Looks like there's a lot of damage done on the infrastructure. Oh no, only one damage done, but yeah. There's apparently some resistance over here. I wonder what's causing that. So, how many buildings have been bombed? 0.1. Yeah, that's the usual air AI for you. Did we actually capture any airfields? Doesn't look like it, since there's all this spam of troops. Even if we do capture an airfield, I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually see it. There's one down here, and none elsewhere that we can see, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Oh, that's really good. The Russians are about to get an encirclement off on all these German armored cars and cavalry divisions. So if they can do that and take Königsberg, that will be a very good victory for us. East Prussia obviously having quite a few factories for Germany. Gonna smash that cavalry division. It's gonna be pretty easy. And then move on through. Hopefully we'll be able to get some damage done on those guys. Then maybe we can do something over here, like gas mask, which somehow is going to increase our defense against all types of attacks. I guess the technology for having separate gas and normal defenses just isn't there yet. And hopefully we'll be able to do. We're still getting attacked from two flanks, which is not very fun. Which is going to give us a minus 50% modifier because we're in multiple combats, which is obviously very, very bad. Make an attack over here. I'm gonna try to reach this lake over here. Not quite sure what lake it is. Maybe Balaton? I don't know. Transdanubia. Doesn't tell me anything about the lake. Obviously. Not very useful. We're also making some good progress, or rather our allies are also making good progress over here, which is quite surprising. In fact, I'm gonna decrease the frontage that we occupy. I'm gonna let these guys attack here and then let them redeploy over to the west. And then remake our plan. Like that. Some of our divisions are actually full on planning bonus. Let's see if we can make an offensive over there, and then I'll quit and come back to you next time. Not quite sure as to what I could do here. Maybe early fighter, yeah. So let's go see who's ready to go. Looks like a few guys over here. Who are you, though? Okay. Let's see if we can make that planning bonus count. Oh yeah, look at that. Plus 50%. So we get quite the ridiculous amount of soft attack on these guys. And I'm just gonna wrap it up right now. I'm gonna see you next time with some more Serbia. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon.